Hey guys, this is Star Wars in Depth. This is our first YouTube video. We're psyched to be posting on YouTube now. We're going to be covering some Star Wars theories, some Star Wars news, and then there might be some gameplay and like stuff from Battlefront 2 content. So yeah.
Today our first video is on Ahsoka, the show, and the rumors that are passing around the Star Wars community, our thoughts on possible theories, and much more. So yeah, stay tuned and I hope you enjoy.
Your lack of faith disturbing.
If you don't know already, Ahsoka has been confirmed to be in the new Mandalorian show, which comes out this fall, which is pretty exciting. But we think that this appearance in the show could lead to a possible Ahsoka show later on in the next couple of years, and it's been heavily hinted to and been very highly rumored to come out soon.
Yeah. I also feel that anyone in the Mandalorian who Ahsoka comes with, if she comes with someone else, will affect how her show plays out and what happens in her show. And I'll talk about that more later.
Rosario Dawson has signed a contract with Disney, which is a multi-film deal, which means that since she's been confirmed to be in a couple Mandalorian episodes, it says in the contract it states multi-film, which means that she can be in a Rebels 2 live action or as we believe a possible show for her own series.
Yeah. Oh well, I feel how her performance in the Mandalorian, it might affect what type of show she gets, whether or not it includes other people or if it has a focus mostly on just herself.
Yeah, because this is going to be a big reveal, because there's never been a live-action Ahsoka. She's just been in Rebels and Clone Wars. So this is almost like a tester, and as my friend likes to call it, a backdoor pilot is what they could potentially be doing. They could be almost testing her out in the show Mandalorian Season 2. And depending on how that goes, it could determine how much effort and money goes into the show. Or even if they do it at all, if she doesn't do well.
Yeah, I feel like how she does and what she performs. It also who she's with. If she's with Sabine, I have a feeling that it's going to be sort of a Rebels 2 but live action, and something else like that. But if she's alone or something like that, it'd be more of a new type of TV show that we haven't seen before, isn't conceptualized yet.
This could be, there's also many paths that this could go. There's the Ahsoka the Grey, which is, her appearance in the end of the Rebels show in the final act, where she's kind of, wise Ahsoka, Gandalf the Grey is, kind of the comparison here. That path and, looking for Ezra in that kind of, journey. Or there's also, my friend's theory, which he can get into right now.
So my theory, or what I'm hoping for, is that she and Morai, who is the embodiment of the daughter after the daughter gave her life to save Ahsoka.
The daughter is the goodness and metaphorically the light side of the Force.
Yeah, she's the light side of the Force out of the three. So I hope that Morai the Owl is her embodiment, and she kind of follows Ahsoka around. So I hope that she's able to get back into that temple on Lothal and kind of jump around through space and time, and you can help find Ezra. But I feel as though that theory allows you to get more in depth into Star Wars, and there's more information that you're finding out, and it's not just sticking in that time period between the OT and the sequels.
Yeah, through this jumping through time, I think my friend was alluding to the World Between Worlds, which was seen in the closing episodes in the series finale for Rebels. And it's kind of almost, it's a world between time and space where you can travel to previous moments, and that's actually how Ahsoka was saved, because she was going to die to Vader in their duel earlier in the Rebels season when Ezra pulled her out and kind of kept the Ahsoka dream alive and gave this whole show a possibility.
Yeah, so I feel whatever she does and how that plays out, I kind of don't want it to just be Ahsoka's like primary TV show to just be her going to find Ezra and then doing whatever afterwards. I feel like I kind of want her to have her own show and just to focus on something new, a different part of Star Wars we haven't seen yet, because I do feel that will help like kind of bridge the gap between like normal Star Wars fans, like who just watch the movies and like highly like rated shows, to like those hardcore fans who know about the Old Republic and the High Republic and Thousand Year War. So it just allow Star Wars to kind of bridge that gap between their old viewers and their new viewers.
Yeah, I feel like Ahsoka in the Clone Wars had a very interesting and very changing and evolving character arc throughout the Clone Wars and Rebels, because she kind of goes from leaving the Jedi Order to kind of just I don't know, it's just very interesting her path as a character in Star Wars through different series and shows.
Oh yeah, I agree. She's one of the most fleshed out characters in Star Wars. It'd be hard to find someone who has more screen time than Ahsoka.
Yeah, I feel like her she's I think she might be the most one, in my opinion, the most popular non live action characters in the entire universe of Star Wars. But I feel which leads me to think that having her in a live action setting could lead to I don't know, just I feel like it could work really well because she has a very large fan base. Yeah. I
think it's also going to be really interesting to see the first person who started just as a cartoon to become fully a live action character. It's usually where they go from live action to a cartoon, but this way it'd be vice versa, which would be something interesting. And it would be hard to manage, but since Dave Filoni is so heavily involved in The Mandalorian, I feel as though he'll be able to handle that appropriately and transition her from a cartoon character in a show that he created to someone in live action. And it has been said that he will be handling those episodes in which Ahsoka is in, so I feel as though that's great for the character.
Yeah, as you were getting into, it was also confirmed that Ahsoka is not making a little cameo in Mandalorian. She is going to be maybe a main character in a couple episodes, maybe a mini arc possibly.
But yeah, I also feel like her arc could just be how they ended The Mandalorian last season, where it's just her focusing on one episode and they bring her back for another episode to kind of help out, which would be interesting, but I would hope that she would get a little more screen time.
Yeah, I feel it's also been confirmed that there will be lightsaber combat in this new season, which could be very interesting with the dark saber that was showcased in the end. And I feel like Ahsoka is her form of lightsaber combat, dual wielding, is really I feel that'd be a really cinematic thing that we haven't really seen in a live action Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it's just been Grievous, and that was kind of forearm, so having two lightsabers kind of a new thing that in the cinematic universe it hasn't been seen before.
Yeah, which could add an extra element and could give her an edge above other lightsaber combat, because we're seeing some crazy Mandalorian with the dark saber versus this fast, maybe wiser, new and improved dual wielding Ahsoka, which could lead to some very cool scenes and could also kind of map out what she'd look like in her own show if it were to happen.
Yeah. I'm also really excited to see how they tie her in, because like I said, it will affect how the Ahsoka show happens. I wonder, because they have said it's going to be kind of a cliffhanger, or it's going to be a surprise appearance if you don't already have this advance notice. So she's going to be wearing a cloak, and I think it would be cool to see at the end of an episode someone in a cloak holding a lightsaber and it being revealed that it's going to be Ahsoka, and then she helps them on whatever path they have, the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. So I think that would be interesting to see. And also, if she is coming along with Sabine and other characters, like I said, it's just kind of looking at more of the same. And I think The Mandalorian was really cool in that it was just all new characters and there wasn't anything else old. And they just kind of created their own little section of Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. I just really hope they don't like use Ahsoka to kind of connect to the entire Skywalker saga. Because I feel like The Mandalorian was kind of a great like breath of fresh air, kind of moving away from the whole like sequel trilogy that was and yeah, I feel like it was kind of like in kind of a dark time for Star Wars, like I'd say personally. It was kind of like a breath of fresh air, and it brought like a new pocket that we haven't seen before, like kind of dove deeper into more of like a Western kind of thing. So I feel like Ahsoka is gonna be great in the show, but I feel like if they use her to like in her past connections to connect back to like kind of like the old and kind of just like the like what we've seen before, I feel like that might not be received very well by the fans.
Yeah, I also think that through her TV show, like you said, we could kind of get away from the Skywalker saga and let the fans who've only seen the Skywalker saga up to this point, like, get into new parts of Star Wars. Because it's not just that one little section. There's so much history beforehand that we haven't even gotten to see. Like, it's crazy. And I think if Ahsoka somehow is in the world between worlds, it would allow for, like, a bunch of new viewers to see something they haven't before.
Yeah, and I feel like with Ahsoka and like new characters in any franchise or like old returning characters, it kind of it comes like with a lot of hype. I feel like with Ahsoka, like making a cameo or like having her mini arc or interacting with some of our favorite new characters from The Mandalorian, I feel like it could really open some eyes to the people like our dads and like the generation before us who like have no idea who like Captain Rex is or Ahsoka, and it could kind of like bridge like the generation like before ours, like the OG Star Wars fans, into a new like possible like almost like a new era, as you were saying earlier. Like it could branch out into different like times, like in the past, the future, which is just so great about this world between worlds thing. I think it could really be, if used correctly, it could really like have a great effect on the Star Wars like universe series.
Yeah, I feel like also with those like newer fans who only kind of know Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, if they use her as kind of a connection point to like link back up into some of the like older stuff or go into the future even beyond Rey and Palpatine and all of that, I feel if they use her to like kind of bridge the gap between like normal fans and like the hardcore fans, it would allow for all of Star Wars to just kind of learn more new stuff. And it would also allow for those hardcore fans to get closer to those like newer and like more casual fans, because they'll just know more content together, and it's not going to be such a great divide as it is right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really happy they kind of just said like done with the Skywalker saga, because I feel like with a lot of other franchises they kind of like just go on in Star Wars 8, Star Wars 9, like Star Wars 10, 11, 12, and like so on and so on. I just feel like it was a great close to just like, and now we can like kind of go back to what we love versus adding like new characters that we don't want, and like kind of like repeating what we've already seen. And like I feel like we're kind of happy with what we have, like with the Clone Wars, the Old Republic, and I feel like we can go back into the lore and kind of explore like more of the old, more of like what the fans want to see, I guess. I don't think we want more. I think we want like,
I don't think
better.
we want more Rey. I think we want more like not the quality of Attack of the Clones, but like that prequel trilogy. I feel like we want to see more stuff earlier so we can get to learn more of the history and what kind of made the galaxy into what the galaxy is today.
Yeah, and also I feel like the standalone, although Solo was kind of a fail, I feel like in the box office, I feel like the idea of the Obi-Wan series or the Obi-Wan movie that could be coming out soon, I feel like that is a great idea, because it's kind of filling the void of like what happened between the prequels and the original trilogy. Like we don't really have much between then, especially like Obi-Wan is like one of the like most like
famous characters.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's just a new chapter of his life that we've never seen before, and I feel like what was he doing all this time? Like was he just sitting in a cave like watching Luke? I mean, like I feel like we could get into like him like mastering like the deeper like sides of the Force.
And also with him being able to we could also see like how he learns to become part of the cosmic force like Yoda and Qui-Gon kind of did, with how they were able to manifest themselves post-death. I think that'll be an interesting process to see, like how we got to see how Yoda learned it.
Like cinematically too, that we've seen that in books and stuff, but I feel like hearing that dialogue and hearing that, like just seeing that process would really just bring more to like the series and like kind of explain how you can, like Yoda can just become just a flying blue ghost.
That's able to pull lightning out of the sky.
Yeah.
I'm even before then, like I want to bring it back even before the prequels. I want to dive into a whole new chapter of Star Wars like The Mandalorian did. And I feel like Ahsoka is kind of the quickest way to kind of jump between timetables. And then from what Ahsoka creates, I feel like there's chances for like spin-off shows and other stuff rather than just having a part 2 of Rebels.
Yeah, because I feel like Disney and Lucasfilm has found a really good gateway in The Mandalorian. And I feel like they can, like, test out Ahsoka, and I feel like she is almost the future of Star Wars, in my opinion. And I feel like she can pretty much change the course of what we, as fans, are gonna see as shows, series, and, like, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because, like, first what's gonna have to happen is she's gonna have to be, like, well-received in The Mandalorian, and also, if it's just a Rebels 2 live action that she's in, it's not going to be like everyone's going to want to see Ahsoka again because like Rebels was ended off on like the biggest cliffhanger ever, but it's just going to, once that show's over, there's nothing left to build on. It's just going to kind of be that and that's over. Versus this like my world between world theories, I think it'll allow us to see even more and just for Star Wars to go beyond the Skywalker saga and not just be stuck with it.
It's like I feel like Disney has a really good foundation and like opportunity to build on, and I feel like they can really capitalize on this and really like almost bring Star Wars back. Not that it's like dead or anything.
Well, it's kind of dead because like some of the older fans are starting to realize that like, oh, these weren't as good. It was kind of stuff from our childhood, and then the kids aren't as into it just because the movies aren't as good. So I feel like these new shows and new outlets and different parts of Star Wars are going to be huge for it.
Yeah. Okay, so that was our first video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You can expect more content like this coming on the way. We're going to try to pump out more videos this week, and yeah, at least to upload every week is our goal. We're just going to see how this goes, but if you enjoy what you see, you can also follow us on Instagram at Star Wars In Depth, and yeah, we also stream on Twitch at Star Wars In Depth occasionally, and yeah, so just like and subscribe if you want to see more.
Yeah, and comment down below any video ideas you want to see or something like that. You can also hit us up on Instagram.